Hello, welcome back to my Pygame tutorial. In this episode, we're going to add in the block class, so we can have little black blocks on screen. And we're not actually going to put in the collisions this tutorial, but yeah, we'll make a little level for our player to reside in. But like I said, the player is still just going to fall down. There isn't going to be any collisions. Right now, what we've got is it just falling down like that because its gravity is making it fall down, and it's not colliding with anything, so it's just going to fall for eternity. So we're going to hopefully add in these blocks, so yeah, we can actually have something for the player to collide with. So you wanna make a new Python module, and then just import, if I can type, import Pygame, and then you want to make the class and call it block, and I'm going to make the initialize method and spell it all correctly, and put in those x and y variables. That will just tell this class why does it do that? It's really annoying. I don't want that. It's really stupid. I don't really know how to turn that off actually, but anyway, I guess it will be in like options or something, but yeah. So we're gonna be taking these x and y variables, which will show where it's gonna be on the screen, like yeah, so it's coordinates basically. And then we're creating this self.x variable, and we're assigning that to this x variable, which is up here, and the same for the y. And then we're gonna do self. Come on, don't do that. There we go. Self.width equals 32, and self.height equals 32 as well. We're doing it in a 32 by 32 grid. Each like cube is 32 by 32. Just makes it easy. And then we're going to make a render method and put in self and window. The window is what we're going to be drawing on, so that's quite important for this method. And in that, we're just going to do pygame.draw.rectangle, and we're going to draw on the window, so we put in window, and then we put 0, 0, 0, because they're just going to be black, and RGB, if you have 0 of every color, that just makes it black. And then we put in the rectangle, so we put self.x to start, and then self.y, and then self.width, and self.height. Okay, and then that's practically all we're going to need for this block class, so you just want to save it as block.py. And then we're going to go back into the main class, and as you can see, we haven't got anything referencing the block class at the moment, so we're going to need to put in from block import all. The asterisk means all, like for the player class. That will import all the classes in that and stuff. Now underneath here, we're actually going to make our first level. Now this is where it's going to get quite boring and tedious and stuff, because like we're just going to have a list. Python is great with lists. I love lists in Python. And basically the grid is going to be if we get a little calculator up, I guess. Let's just bring up the calculator, and if we put in 800 divided by 32, we get 25. And as you can see here, we've got 800 is our x, so we're going to have 25 blocks, like horizontally. So we are going to put in this. It's going to be a multi-dimensional list, which just means there's lists inside the like parent list thing. So we're going to put 0, comma, and then copy that, and we're going to paste it 24 times. There is probably an easier way of doing this, but I think, well, I don't know actually, because like to create it dynamically, we can't really like decide where all the blocks are going to be easily. So we're going to put in the whole grid thing first, like this. So we're going to paste this 24 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Get rid of the comma at the end. Put a comma there. So that should be 25. Hang on, I'll just count. So I've counted, and yeah, it's right. So you want to put a comma after that, and then we're going to copy this. If we also do 600 divided by 32, you'll see that it doesn't go exactly. And basically what that's going to mean is the 19th block is going to have a quarter of it cut off at the bottom. So we're still going to have 19 rows, but the thing is, that, yeah, the last row is going to be slightly cut off, but that doesn't really matter all that much. So we're going to paste this down 19 times. Oh no, 18 times. Hang on, I've confused myself now. I think it's 19 times. So yeah, you want to copy this. Yeah, well, we're gonna paste it 18 times. Overall, there's going to be 19 rows. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So that's 19 rows. And then on the bottom row, we can get rid of the comma. And on the bottom row, if you go into edit and where is it? Hang on a second. Oh yeah, here we are, replace. So you want to find 0 and replace it with 1. And you want to find the next one. Oh, okay, we'll do that one then. And then you just want to one of these. Oh, I keep doing that. Okay. Replace. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. And so on until the whole bottom row is 1s. And okay. And then yeah, you can do these first ones as well. Okay. So that is our basic level there, and yeah, I need to hurry up. This tutorial's getting long already. We're also going to make a block list, which is going to store all the blocks, not like in order or anything, just all the block objects that we're creating, just so we can access them when we need to render them. Now, this is where we're going to put in some for loops. So you want to do for y in range, and then we put 0, and we get the length of level 1, which is this variable here, level 1. Then we do for x in range 0, and then the length of level 1 with y, like that. I'll explain this in a second, don't worry. And then within this, we're going to do if what's it going to be for if level 1 y x equals 1, then we're going to do block list dot append, and then we're going to do in capital letters block, and the x is going to be x times 32 and y times 32, and there we go. That's all there is to it. And then down here we're actually going to render the blocks. We should probably render them before the player, so we just go for block in block list, and then we just go block dot render window. Okay, and now you can see we have the blocks. So yeah, I'll explain what's going on here. So first of all, we made this level 1, a multi-dimensional list, it's called, because basically we have all these separate ones are different lists, and they're all within this master list here. And this is, by the way, just one more time, this is 19 rows and it has 25 columns. I'll write that in a comment here so you can see. So it's 25 rows, 25 columns and 19 rows. Just so you can see that. Then we make this block list. This is quite important because that stores all the block objects we're creating here of this class block. That's going to store all the blocks that we're creating. And then if you look here, we've got 4y in range. Now what range does is it produces a list of numbers between 0 and the length of level 1. Now the length of level 1 is 25. So because we have 25 of these lists within level 1. I hope I'm explaining this alright. I don't know if I am. It might be quite tricky to get your head around it, but we have 25 of these lists within this big list. And so we're going through all of these. So we're like, for the y, we're just going. So we go to the first y, which is the top one, and then in that y, we're going to do for x in range between 0 and the length of level 1, the y, this first one here, because we start on this first one, which is the first y variable, like that, the first y column. Whoa, made all those yellow now. I don't know how I've done that. And the x is basically going through each of these zeros, like so. Yeah, and it's going through each of these zeros, and if the 0 is 1, which it isn't on the first row, but on the bottom row it is. What? Hang on a second. I don't know why this has all gone yellow. I'll just try and fix this. Sorry, I just managed to click that, which highlights everything, all the zeros. I don't know why. We'll just get rid of that for the moment. Okay. As I was saying, so for this, all this code here, it's basically going right first thing, and then we go through all the zeros. Second thing, and we go through all the zeros. Third thing, we go through all the zeros, and so on, so on. It keeps going like that. Boom, 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 till it gets to the bottom one, where it actually does something. For these top ones, I mean, we could put in a block like here or something, and it would come up on screen there. But yeah, so it's going to go through that whole list, and if one of these equals 1, then it's going to create a block, which is this code just here. It's going to create a block object. And the x is times 32 because, as I said, the grid is in 32 pixels. Each grid square is 32 pixels. I think I've highlighted again. I don't know why it does that. It's really annoying. If you like double click it. Yeah. Oh well. And then obviously we've got our game loop. And here, this is the only new code in this loop here. We do for block in block list. The block list is that there. And Python's really good because you can just like iterate through lists just by doing that. So basically the block will take each value of the contents of this list. So it's going to take the value of each of these blocks, and then we can just call the render method on each of those objects. So yeah, it's quite easy like that. I hope you understand that. If you don't worry too much. It is quite complicated. I mean, multi-dimensional lists are quite hard to get your head around, but yeah. So I hope you found this informative and it helped you. So yeah, I'll see you in the next tutorial. In the next one, we're going to be adding in collisions, I think. So the player doesn't just fall through the blocks. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you in the next tutorial. Bye bye.